I'm going to do two maps in England. We're in England. First map is this one here. Small but nice. It's nice because it is flat, it is not torn. It's nice because it has colour. It's nice because it is fairly symmetrical. In other words, in the way that the subject is not sort of a corner of a field. Sometimes you get these plans or maps where you have a corner of a field or a sort of a map which is part of a set of maps which doesn't really look very nice. It looks nice. It's very well framed. It was framed about 50 years ago, and this, having originally come out of a book, you can see where they've joined the two pages, and they've done a very good job of joining the two pages. Sometimes these maps have got text on the back which shows through, and generally speaking the ones without the text on the back are probably better to look at. This one here, I can't tell whether it has text on the back or not. I don't think it has, but it could have. So it's flat, it's colourful, it's nice to look at, it's well framed, and it is of a part of England called SALOPIAE, which is Shropshire, and the date of this map is either going to be 1610 or 1637 because they reprinted the map. A scholar would be able to tell the difference because they sometimes correct spelling mistakes, for example, on the earlier map. So this map here would have been originally not coloured. When it was put into a book, when it was bound, it could have been coloured, but it's more likely it was coloured when it was taken out of the map, out of the book, and framed. It says here, it's got a scale, it's got one of these compass rose things like you see on sort of sea maps. You've got the various parts, other parts of England which are not mapped out. You've got the county itself. You've got rivers on it, you've got towns on it, you've got forests on it which are delineated as separate areas. The deer parks are sort of separate fenced areas. So it's a nice thing to have for someone in Shropshire particularly. We'll do the next one. This was by Saxton and Hole. The next one is this one. This one's 1722 by Robert Morden. Robert Morden is a really prolific map maker in England, and this is from a book called Printed Maps of Shropshire. In this case here, the first one was produced in 1695 as part of William Camden's Britannica. It was reprinted 5 times. This one is from 1722, and there are some spelling corrections on this one as well. I'll just read the text that I've got off the internet. The county boundary is a pecked line, quite bold. Hundreds are marked with dotted lines. Hundreds meaning hundreds are parts of public common land which are fenced off for the lords, named in upright block letters. Major hills are drawn in profile, tinted brown, with shadows to the east. Rivers are shown as double lines, narrowing upstream and coloured blue. Settlements are marked by a circle, and market towns have an additional depiction of a church and other buildings, tinted red. Shrewsbury is shown with a road layout. I think I remember seeing the name of Shrewsbury was spelt wrong. No, it's spelt right, sorry. Castles are clearly drawn with 2 towers and a flagpole. Deer parks are shaded green with a boundary of paling, fence and forest are shown by groups of trees on a baseline representing grass. Bridges are shown by double line or gap in the river. For the first time, roads are depicted, which makes it one of the most useful early maps of the county. Information for the roads taken from Ogilby's Road Book of 1695. So sometimes in England you see for sale road maps, but they don't do a plan of the countryside with a map going through it. They do a strip of the road only, and the strip is often framed in strips like that, where the road is in quite close-up detail, showing you things that you will notice as you travel along. It's quite interesting. Okay, this one here, Shropshire by Robert Morden. Hand-coloured, beautiful escutcheon shield. Denbighshire, Montgomeryshire, Radnorshire, Herefordshire, Worcestershire, Staffordshire. So it's sort of in the middle of England. Wales is over there. Carefully coloured. Value of these things are very low. They are so cheap, it's ridiculous. There's so many of them around because the generation or generations that collected them are dying, and these are ending up in sale rooms. No one wants them. The kids don't want them anymore. The dealers don't want them. They're not going abroad anymore. People don't want them abroad. So there's mountains and mountains of them. The good ones in frames are less common, bearing in mind they weren't originally framed, so anyone who has a framed one isn't going to have one in an original frame. And there are lots of damaged ones, and there are lots of black and white ones, and there are lots of ugly ones as well, where, as I say, there isn't such a nice effect. But they're so cheap, it's quite incredible, and I think they make a really nice decorative item, and I think they're very interesting, and I think the price can only go one way. If someone can stomach the fact that they're on the face of it boring things, they're still decoratively lovely and historically really, really interesting. I mean, this thing is 300 years old, for example. Okay, hope that's been interesting. Thank you.